Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yesterday we discussed about the causes of unfruitful Atma Vichara. And the remedy for them. So, inadequate Chittashuddhi Ekagrata are the reasons for ineffective self-inquiry. The solution for that is, as per yesterday's discussion, it is Yoga Sadhana. To be precise, it is Neti Neti Sadhana we have gone through yesterday. Where did we conclude with meditation? Where we refrained from entertaining thoughts. So we learned the art of being miserly with thoughts. And in that thoughtlessness, what is always there has recognized itself. And it has rejoiced in itself. That's where we stopped yesterday. So, did you meditate in that way yesterday? Any doubts? Did the reality recognize itself in the absence of thoughts? Did it rejoice in itself? Recognition, rejoicing, both are.
Little time only I could fighting is there, but I can recognize.
Yes, and then the recognition is synonym for rejoicing. Yes, Swami? You want to ask something?
No.
So how do we know for sure whether this awakening has taken place or not? Bhagavan, he is giving further hints in the next two verses. 21. Sukham atyantikam yattad buddhigrahyamateendriyam veti yatra na chaivayam stitaschalati tattvataha. So when the thoughts have ceased, what is always there is experienced. So that's what we have yesterday seen in detail. So what is there in existence? What is there is existence, and what is that? What is that existence? That existence is it is as though imbued with consciousness. So it is a conscious existence. It is there. Thoughts are there, and absence of thoughts are there. So absence of thoughts is not something to say. No, the thoughts are there, then thoughts are absent. Okay, but there is something which is existing there, which is supporting the thoughts and the absence of thoughts. There is a base, substratum. And as it has been observed, implies, because you don't have a thought even about your body there, your own body, then what is there exactly there? Is that existence alone is there, and as existence is coming, means is showing itself, it knows itself. So then we know this is always there as conscious existence only. And it is because of this conscious existence we have appreciated the thought And when the thoughts have ceased, we have appreciated the absence of thoughts. And an absence of thought is not a thought as such. So what is that absence of thought? In essence, is this conscious existence. Yes? So the absence of thought itself is synonym for this conscious existence. Okay. So when there are no thoughts as such, anyway we said thoughtlessness is not a thought, then it implies there are no limitations for that conscious existence.
What I feel is the thoughts are there, but I never been succumbed to the thoughts because of because of my understanding and whatever you say, consciousness. Thoughts are there. I never been without thought, even though I am meditating. But no thought can take me as a hostage. Just put me somewhere and take me somewhere. That power is lost. This is my experience.
So here, right now, so that to that we'll come later. But right now here, when you say, what we are discussing now is when the Atma Vichara is not effective. Then why it is not effective is because we lack in the Chitta Ekagrata. So for that the remedy has been suggested. What is this? Here ruthlessly you negate thoughts as per yesterday's thing. And only then you acknowledge what is there. Otherwise, there can be many thoughts and there can be a thought of the reality, and there can be a thought of getting affected by other thoughts. So there will not be a confidence of the recognition of the reality itself. And there can be a play of thoughts, of various sorts. So here, what is being said is, based on the discussion here, you ruthlessly eliminate all thoughts. And then what is there is not a thought. That is a point to where we should come. So only that has the potency to eliminate all the problems for which we started this meditation. So thoughts are there, then thoughtlessness. Okay, but thoughtlessness is not a thought we are saying. It is absence, okay. So then what is that absence? So it is absence, and you, because you are familiar with these thoughts, you are saying that is also what thought? Where is the object there? There is no object as such like earlier. Then what is that when we say? So what we are trying to do is very keenly you are focusing on what it is. So that is what is needed as such for even self-inquiry, what we did 2 days back. Same thing, only this is needed. But because that focus is not there, so here now we are trying to make up that focus. So here we are not allowing a thought to be there. And then in that absence of that thought, what is there? We are saying what is always there is there, but now it has revealed itself to us as conscious existence. And because there are no limitations of thoughts, that is infinite, we are saying. And this infinite conscious existence only is called happiness or bliss. That's what is said here. If you go in this way, then you will be face to face with this sukham atyantikam. That is absolute bliss. Then not only that buddhi, then how did you recognize this? If you say this absolute bliss implies that which is beyond limitations imposed by the senses and mind. But then how did you know buddhigrahyam? Buddhigrahyam means it is not an ordinary mind. Because we already said it, all the limitations of the mind and senses have been already transcended. Then how did you know? If you say buddhigrahya means it is not an ordinary mind but a very refined intellect or a pure intellect which is nothing other than the self itself. What is this? Nothing is there, then only that self is there. So now, like if you say mind has known, is mind inert or it is conscious? If you say we have to admit that it is inert, then there is a conscious aspect in the mind. And to that only we are saying when it is getting focused and when it is knowing things, you are saying and analyzing, you are saying it as buddhi. Even buddhi is inert. So there is a conscious aspect in the buddhi that is knowing it. So it is that consciousness because of which everything seems to be conscious, that is knowing itself, we are saying. It recognizes its absolute existence, which only is labeled as bliss by the mind. So this is not a fleeting state. It is not subject to change like the mind. Hence it is being described here as na chalati tattvataha. It is not within the limitations of time. Means it is there now, tomorrow it is not there, then something happened after, then I went here, something happened. No. Na chalati. It remains changeless. So then what about the mind? Will come back again to the thoughts. So we are not saying from that day he will be like an inert rock. No. First we are trying to recognize it clearly and own it up experientially. First, that is the thing. We should not be eager to just bypass this. We should take time and we should still the mind as per this. Because first we did not talk about the stillness. We just said you take it directly to the aham and see if it is there. That's it. Even that is a concession as per for the students of Advaita. But here we are saying if that is not fruitful, then you need a real concentration. So Bhagavan said, you need to have for Atma Vishuddhi, for the Chitta Shuddhi and Chitta Ekagrata, I am going to suggest some exercises. As part of that, this has come. Okay. Now what if the mind fancies to have reached such a state by a grand imagination of that experience? Sukhamatyantikam yattad, we said. That is there. You say, what? It can be real also, but what if there is if the mind has fancied it? So Bhagavan is providing a clue to test if it is true or if it is an imagination. Next sloka. Yam labdva chaparam labam manyate nadikam tataha yasmin sthito na dukkena gurunapi vichalyate. Here there are two tests for you. What is that first one? Yam labdva chaparam labam manyate nadikam tataha. Once you have recognized this, you will not consider to attain any other state superior to this. You will not. That's what he said. This is there, but gone. If gone, I want to improve because somewhere it is read, I have read like this, somebody told like this. Then whatever you have read and whatever if you hear, that is creating in you an interest to reach some other states which you feel is higher than what you have already recognized. Then that is okay, maybe that is correct what they told. but you have to admit that you have not touched upon the reality yet. So, labdva chaparam labham manyate nadikam tataha. There is nothing that is superior to this. That is an experiential conviction. Why? Because there cannot be anything superior. You are not saying that you have to have a fanatic affinity to it, towards it. That this is only superior, this is only. No, not like that. We are not saying like that. It is not possible for anything to be superior, because this is absolute conscious existence which transcends the limitations of time and place. So if you say, I want to appreciate the screen, which is the substratum for all images, and then later somebody said that this is not the screen, this is there on one more screen, if you say it, and then if you feel that is true, then what, you have not seen screen still. Otherwise you will not, you will tell, no, you find somebody, I have seen the screen, you will say. Because I have seen without the images also I have seen, and then all the images are coming, and you are talking about one grand image of a screen on a screen, but I have access to the screen because I have already appreciated the screen, and it cannot be conditioned, if you say. That is an example to say that you have really recognized what it is. So if they say, or the snake and rope, you can take it constructively here. So I have seen the rope. Somebody says, no, you have not seen the rope. No, the snake is not there, okay, but that is a garland, if somebody says. If you have seen, then you won't have any doubt. No. See, if you come sit here, I will negate your problem. You have seen a garland. I have seen a rope only. Like that. It is a pure conviction we are saying. And here it is absolute. So there is no possible for anything superior to this. So if there is recognition of absolute reality, then further there is no more individual left to strive to reach some other superior state of mind. They are superior means it is only a state of mind, a superior state of mind. So there is no more anything superior. All endeavors to improve this state are renounced once and for all. So what remains is only that absolute reality. This is the one test is over. And the second way of knowing for sure whether what we have recognized is real or not is yasmin sthito na dukkena gurunapi vichalyate. If one is established as reality itself, then one is not worried even by the greatest sorrow. Yes? So he is not anxious or nervous by the so-called causes of sorrow. All such sorrows are basically they are sublated, bhada, by the true recognition of absolute reality. So there is no anxiety or nervousness with the causes of sorrow, is it? But if one says, I have recognized reality, but I still have sorrow, anxiety and worry because of prarabdha. See, these are all, why I am saying is, you all have spent some 1 quarter century or half century in this path. So, we have already heard all these things, and many will be telling, and then we also will read so many biographies, autobiographies and all that, and everything is there inside. And from that all these things will come out. And now one more headache now is this, so many modern people from the West and everybody, there are some, but they are answering somebody, some questions, and in their earnestness they may present various views. And seeing some random YouTube clips, we will take them to be the absolute thing. So that is one more headache. So they will tell, I have recognized the reality, but I am having sorrow and I am depressed. That is different, this is different, they will tell. So here, Bhagavan is not agreeing to that. So he is addressing all such things in the next sloka. By reminding what is meant by the yoga he is describing here. Next. Tam vidya dukkha samyogam viyogam yoga sanjitam sanishchayena yoktavyo yogo anirvinna chetasa. So according to Bhagavan, there is no scope for sorrow to exist. Along with yoga, that matured to tattvanishta. He defines yoga. The definition of yoga itself is dissociation from association with sorrow. So what all things he said till now to do yesterday, but we are going fast because you have already know the essence of it to some extent. That we are saying you need to discipline your body, discipline your mind, then go to a solitary place, then you be very vigilant, you don't entertain the thoughts, still the mind, and then you recognize what is always there as your experience. And then again if you say, everything is there, I have recognized everything is there as it is. Did you do as it is told here? No, there are various other ways also. Then you are already out of syllabus. So here, so much meticulously Bhagavan has told all that. Why he is saying dissociation from association with sorrow is yoga of what I am saying. So he is emphatically saying that there is no possibility for sorrow to remain, if this is clearly appreciated. So what causes sorrow? Association with body-mind apparatus will cause sorrow. Yes?
Association
means identification with this body-mind apparatus. You assume that it is me, only then you are bothered. If somebody is having sorrow, if they are associated with you, then you will have more sorrow. If some country, some war is going on, and if that is your own country, usually there will be more sorrow, usually. And the farther they are, and if you know they are not affected in any way, I am telling about the normal human mind. And if it is your own body, then you will have more sorrow. So here, what is the sorrow is the association we are saying is the cause for this sorrow. Then the sorrow related to them will become real. And that will lead to perpetual suffering. See here, this word is very important. Perpetual suffering. How? So association of individuality with the event called sorrow. Thereafter the individual worries based on, he will project an unpleasant experience in the future. On what basis? Because of the past, he know about what happens in such a situations. So he will take that from the past experiences and he will project to the future and he will be anxious here. That only is called sorrow. So if one has learned the art of mastering the mind, and if he has transcended his body-mind apparatus, that is individuality, by recognizing reality, there is no scope for this perpetual suffering. So what to do if you are there in the clutches of sorrow? Do not cover it up and assume that it is normal. Normal for a jnani to have sorrow. No, no, no. And don't show some incidents from the Puranas or from the biography and autobiographies. Know that the task is still pending, we are saying, as per this discussion here. Sa nischayena yoktavyo yogo anirvinna chetasa. First thing, you know that still there is work to be done. What to be done? Sa nischayena yoktavyo yogo anirvinna chetasa. Without getting depressed, continue with the practice of yoga that has been taught here with perseverance. That's all. Don't bring the goalpost to where you are standing always. You go towards the goal in a way. So work is not, don't announce anything in eagerness. Slowly. Continue with what you are doing further. That's what is Bhagavan is giving hints here. Why is it I am unable to remain as reality even after initiating practice of meditation? So why? That is one more topic. I am doing all these things. So here also many will come and ask. If you ask any questions are there, here in this ashram, this is the only question always. Why? I am unable to remain as reality. I heard so many Swamis, they are telling, even now I am hearing, but I am unable to remain. Do you practice meditation? What did they say you? Hours and hours this. So what is the problem here? So you leave all the others, but we are focused. Why? What is the problem? Next sloka. Sankalpa prabhavan kaman tyaktvan sarvan seshataha manasaivendriya gramam viniyamya samantataha. We may have the wish to know reality and abide as reality, but that mere wish and half-hearted approach or part-time occupation with this will not give the needful result. Why we do not continue this practice wholeheartedly? Because we have desires for various things which surface up from time to time. And then they deviate us. Why do they not cease at once? Sankalpa prabhavan kama. They are born from deep-seated sankalpas. Or easy way to understand is vasanas. See, we have not spoken about this word initially because it is needed here. So we have brought it up because we have to address the facts. So what is needed then? Vasana kshaya. Through self-effort. Vasanas will come into fruition means by manifesting how vasana means desire. If there is desire for something, you want atyanta dukkha nivritti paramananda prapti. Then one day it will bring in a desire which is not in line with your grand desire. Then you will tell, I don't want. But then still your mind will tell, no, you want it. So for such tendency, we are giving the word called vasana. And these desires only, they will manifest at the level of mind and they will propel the senses. Vasana means what? not something somewhere. No? A new thing is coming. In the mind, there is a desire and it will direct the senses to follow. It will be like a dictator at that moment. So, manasai vendriya gramam vinayamya samantataha. So, Bhagavan is saying here, be vigilant and exert control on them as and when they tend to deviate from your chosen path. Be vigilant and control. Yes. How? How to control? Next 2 slokas. Shanai Shanai Uparamet Buddhya Dhruti Gruhitaya Atma Samstam Manakrutva Nakinchadapi Chintayet Yato Yato Nischarati Manaschanchalam Tatas Tato Niyamyetat Atmanyeva Vasham Nayet. So this mind implies unsteadiness. So there is no wonder that it is restless. Mind means chanchalam only is mind. So if it is restless, there is nothing, no wonder. Because that is what is called mind. How do we handle such a mind? First, recognize it. And then gently you have to advise to take corrective steps. Mind is, you want to tame the mind and mind is not allowing you. So you gently, you advise it to take corrective steps. What are those steps by which it will shed its chanchalatvam? It will be free of this restlessness, this vacillating nature, and remain as the real nature, that is the self. Its real nature only is the self. The whole thing is there only. If it is there somewhere outside the reality self, then you know how to reach it. Even Kailash Mansarovar also so far in a different country, still you know how to, because it is far away. So whatever is there outside, we are experts in somehow or other to get to it. Like going to the moon and Mars and all that. But here the issue is it is there in you as you. The self means what? It is the reality of the mind itself. So then how do you get to it? You need the grace of what? The mind. Otherwise it will not. If the mind is restless, then there is no way. No way. So if you are too much, if you force upon it, then it will give you one, this is only self, it will tell, the mind. Then okay, oh, over, they will tell. So you need the grace of the mind to transcend the mind. So what are those steps? So if there are thoughts, then don't pursue those thoughts. That's all. So here it is at Shanai Shanai Uparame. Slowly, slowly. First, what did we do? Directly, we went from the thought, we went to the aham and exposed its illusion. Then, even later, when thoughts come, you negate, he said. So now you see, there is a different thing. When you say it is becoming difficult and there are sankalpas, vasanas, then what should I do? Slow. Now we are going to a next step. Slowly. Shanai, Shanai. If the mind comes, remove the thought, we are not saying here. Thoughts are coming? Okay. First you tell that what is your goal. All these thoughts you are there. but beneath you or as your reality, there is something very wonderful. So let us recognize that. To whom you are telling? To our mind. Slowly means this is the way. First you are counseling it, that we are going for a very higher thing which will benefit you also, yes. So we are not taking a stick and beating the bull here. We are giving it delicious grass first. So then the mind will be with you. So then the thoughts are there. Yes. Okay, you go ahead. But one thought it will tell. And what is that thought? Like wherever you are, today what I am eating for dinner, it will tell. One thought. Okay, that one thought. Now what you will tell? Okay, now that thought has some thought. For example, some thought has come, then okay, that thought is there. Now I am conscious of that thought. This is one more thought. But you are deciding these thoughts. If you don't decide, it will decide anyway. So now it is little calm. So you use it and you decide one thought, conscious of the thoughts. That's all. You are conscious of the thought. Then, so this is an open eye meditation. So here this is open eye meditation. Then only conscious of the thought means that's all. The thought will, now there is one more element that has that is there within the thought that is coming up to the surface. So like for example, like the old computer monitors which are there on the table, then there is one button called brightness. Yes, it is already screen, you are seeing all the images, everything on the screen because of the because light is there. But you are lost in those images. Now what we are doing is that brightness part of the mind, you are pressing a button very silently. So when you set conscious, already your finger is on that button called brightness. Brightness of the thought. So then what is happening is the conscious aspect is becoming more and more evident in your experience. So then what will happen to this thought as such? It will slowly fade away. It will fade away. Then even one more thought suddenly, what you are saying, I will remain unaffected, is this. There is one more thought suddenly has come. But already you are holding on to this, the conscious aspect to such an extent that the thought like earlier will not make an impact. Because it is already a faded. The thoughts are faded. In that faded phenomenon, they are changing. Earlier it is not like that. There is only thoughts, and thoughts are going at a tremendous pace, and you are trying your best to somehow hold, and you will not. But now what is happening? This conscious aspect has come, has surfaced up, and the thoughts have become faded now. Thoughts are there, but they lost their potency because this conscious aspect is getting prominence right now. Okay. Then it will be very, you will feel so happy because you have some power of remaining unaffected. But we are not stopping here. So we are saying from here, yes, now that consciousness which you are conscious of, from where did it come? It is there only, always. It is always there. Okay? But the thoughts have prevented you to recognize it. It is always there means, did it exist there? Yes. In fact, it only is this existence we are saying. So this is conscious existence. And if in this conscious existence, those faded thoughts are there. Once you acknowledge the conscious aspect of this existence aspect of this consciousness, the thoughts, that faded thoughts also will slowly start giving way. Because till then you thought between those thoughts you are looking at this consciousness. No. It is within this conscious existence that these thoughts are appearing, you said. Oh, then what are these thoughts? See, those thoughts are only appearances. Because you wanted, they are appearing from this conscious existence. Then how is this experience of conscious existence? Very nice. It is very blissful. Now, do you want thoughts? I don't want, if you say. Then thoughts have given way. See how gently and slowly we have entered here. So this is kshanai shanai uparamet. Buddhya dhruti gruhitaya. So now what happened? What is this? This is the reality of you. Atma samstam manakrutva. Now what to do? Na kinchedapi chinta. Now again you don't go back into a thought. Now you remain there content. Atmanyeva vasham nayet. But if I am disturbed, yato nischarati manaschanchalam astiram. You may get disturbed. Don't get anxious. What happened? No. Mind's nature is yato manaschanchalam astiram. That's all. Now again, gentle. Disturbed again, notice that disturbance, which again is in the form of thoughts, and repeat the same thing. Till when is the question? Till when? Next two slokas. Prashantamanasam henam yoginam sukhamuttamam upaiti shantarajasam brahmabhutamakalmasham yunjannevam sadatmanam yogi vigata kalmashaha sukhena brahma samsparsham atyantam sukhamashnute. Till there is brahma samsparsham, we are saying. What is this? Brahma samsparsham. Recognition of reality. That will culminate as Brahma Bhutam. Both the slokas together I am saying. Brahma samsparsham, Brahma Bhutam. The mind is very tricky to assume that it has recognized Brahman. So if I say Brahma Bhutam and Brahma Samsparsham, that is your remaining as reality itself, if you say. So the mind can say, oh yes, it will add these two to your meditation. And it will tell conscious existence, yes, Brahma Bhutam, Brahma Samsparsham. Yes. So there can be, that's why we said go very slowly. And but it is said, no, sloka itself said Brahma Bhutam, Brahma Samsparsham. Wait, we need to verify ruthlessly. How? Prashanta Manasam. Is that there? Prashanta Manasam. The mind needs to be tranquil. Now during meditation I am very tranquil. Okay. Now we are telling even after that. If that recognition in meditation is correct, because there is only one mind for us. That mind in meditation, you are trying to address its chanchalatvam and recognize its reality, then meditation is over. Meditation is over. So then the tranquility, which is the reality of the mind, should prevail. Should prevail, we are saying. Even after meditation, it should be there as a default. That's why it is said prashanta manasam. The mind needs to be tranquil. Not for a while, but by default, it needs to be tranquil. How do you know? Shanta rajasam. That is, all the defects in the mind, they should be neutralized. Vigata kalmashaha, ragadvesha, neutralized. From the yogic thing, they will go for kleshas. Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinnivesha. Shanta rajasam. All these kleshas and kalmashas should be eliminated, you are saying. Why? Brahman means what? Akalmasham. It devoid of all kalmashas. See here, we are not holding on to the mind and trying to make that mind into a pure thing. First, we are disciplining the mind and recognizing the reality of the mind. Then we remain as that reality and we are seeing in that reality. Are there any kalmashas we are seeing? Can there be in the reality? No. That's it. In the reality they are not there, but in the mind they are there. Okay. What is the connection between this reality and mind? Are there two? Here mind is there, here reality is there? No. We started with the mind, we disciplined the mind, then we have appreciated the reality of the mind. Then later what is there? Mind, reality and reality alone. Yes? Then what about mind? The doubt is coming. It is very subtle. Will come again slowly. So here the kalmashams in the mind are not there. Why? 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 You tell. Then I will know to what extent I need to discuss this. Kalmashams in the mind are not there. Why?
మైండ్ విడిగా లేదు. అది చైతన్య రూపం దాల్చేసింది, ఇంకా అక్కడ కల్మషాలు ఉండవు.
Correct. Well said. Because there is no mind. Then what? How will I live afterwards? There is mind. Is mind? There is no mind. What is this? Mind, it is not there like it was there before. Now what is there? Is only the reality of the mind. Earlier reality was never there, only the mind is there. When you discipline the mind, then you have recognized the reality. Then reality is infinite. Then there is no scope for anything other than it. Then if at all, if anything is there, what is that? It is consciousness. And if consciousness or this Brahman, if it is tranquility, then whatever is there, it will be imbued with this tranquility alone. Okay? Good. So now we can go directly. Need not spend more time on this. So not for a while, but by default it will be tranquil. Shanta rajasam. All the defects in the mind are neutralized. Why? Because Brahman as such is akalmasham, devoid of all kalmashams. So once that recognition happens, then you are naturally devoid of all kalmashams, because you are not there later as a body-mind apparatus, but as the Brahman itself. This is one side of Brahman. Okay. Otherwise there will be some other imaginations. What is this? Without mind, like in Yoga Vasishta, when this topic, similar topic was discussed, uh, Rama will ask Vasishta Maharaj. Then there is no mind, he will tell. That's what I told till now. Then now, do you know that I am sitting in front of you? He will ask. What will Vasishta say? He will keep his hand on his head. And again he will come from start. That is why it is that lengthy discussion there. Because there Rama means student. He is a very ideal student who has all the qualifications. Mumukshutvam is there. So his guru has taken immense interest to take him to the truth. So that's why here there is other side of the coin. Here on this only, there also in Yoga Vasishta there will be an elaborate discussion further. What is that other side? So one side, what is there till now? All these kalmashams are not there. Kalmashams are not there where? Where? In the mind? Understanding of the mind?
The mind only.
No, what you told is correct. In the mind, answer is correct. Understanding, that is also correct. Still, further. Two sides of what? Of
Mind.
Brahman. Brahman, we are saying. What? In the mind, okay. In the understanding of the mind, okay. But what is this mind actually? Brahman. So in Brahman, it is free of all these kalmashams. Yes? So why this word Brahman came only is here because of this. Because Brahman is all, what is all this Brahman only? Brahman only. Then mind, that is also Brahman. But now we are saying it's a different name we are giving. So that there won't be confusion. So the two sides of the coin, one side of this coin now is what? Earlier there is only mind is there. Now through the mind you went and recognized Brahman. And now for that Brahman we are saying two sides are. What? One is free of kalmasham. If there is a mind, that is a refined mind. If there is understanding, that is a very refined understanding. But they are all appearances of Brahman only now. And the other side, what is there? As per this sloka, Sukham Uttamam. Sukham Uttamam Sukham. Supreme bliss. See, in these two slokas only so many words are there. Sukham Uttamam, then Atyantam Sukham. Like Brahmachari was. Advaita, dry if you have not appreciated the reality of the mind. Because your mind is dry, then whatever you put in that mind, including Advaita, will be dry. So here we are looking at the essence of the mind, the reality of the mind. So what is that? Uttamam, Sukham Uttamam, Atyantikam Sukham, absolute bliss. Absolute bliss. The word absolute status, why it got? Because it remains unaffected by the limitations of Desha, Kala, Vastu. Desha, Kala, Vastu, Aparicheda, Shunyam, that I need not tell you. That you all know well. Okay. So this is the second side of this recognition. One side is that, second is this. Now I understand, you may say. Being free of kleshas, remaining as Brahman. I understand all that. But is it possible to remain as that absolute bliss itself? That is possible only for some rare Mahatmas who have not come through back door. If there is a doubt for that, what we are saying here, This question, you got it now? We understand it is free of all this. But is it possible to remain as that by us? So here, if you want the answer to this, according to Bhagavan, the answer to this is a pure experiential recognition. He doesn't want to tell yes or no. See, he wants to tell, because out of extreme compassion, he will only tell some verses here. And if you follow them, you can answer that question from your experience, whether it is possible or not. So he is giving hints in the next 3 slokas so that we get an answer to this question from our very experience. What is the question, you remember? Is it possible to remain as this Atyantika Sukham, Uttamam Sukham? Answer is next 3 slokas. Sarvabhutastam sarvabhutani chatmani ikshate yoga yuktatma sarvatra samadarshanaha yo mam pashyati sarvatra sarvam cha mayi pashyati tasyaham na pranashyami sachamena pranashyati sarvabhutastitam yo mam bhajatyekattvamastitaha sarvada vartamanopi sayogi mai vartate. What is Bhagavan saying here? He is in a way only talking about that reality. And if you recognize it then, if you recognize it well, that will enable one to transcend the illusion of Jiva, Jagat and Ishvara. Detailed, I am not, these all verses because you all have studied them and you know what is what. So, some thoughts which we may tend to overlook, only those I am highlighting here from these slokas. What is that? It is only talking about the experience of this Bhagavan, about the reality of this recognition. And if this recognition is there, then there will be, you will transcend the illusion of, remember, Jiva. Jiva means that body am a notion. And at that very moment, there will be, you will be transcending the entire phenomenon, which includes the world and Ishvara. Ishvara means there is no more loftier thing that a human mind can even think of. That is Ishvara, the most noble thing. Means for you, if your Ishvara is your Guru Maharaj or Thakur Maharaj or whoever he is there, all, or your Bhagavan, Vishwanath ji, whoever, everybody, they all will have the status of Ishvara. Then the whole world, then they both are basically depending on you, on what you imagine about them. So there will be, you will be transcending all three. And then how will you remain? You will remain as the reality of Jiva, reality of Jagat and reality of Ishvara. So you have only one choice. You cannot say, I will realize the reality of myself and in that I will appreciate this world of Ishvara, if you say. As per Advaita, self-goal that is. Bhagavan will tell, no issue. Shanai Shanai Uparamet. He will tell. Don't. Very good. Very beautiful you told. But Shanai Shanai. Slowly. From there, let us slowly, we will tell you a way to come out of that. That is the thing. So, I have recognized means recognition here implies all three. That is only called Advaita here. So, this recognition, if this recognition is there, then you will be immune to the limitations of Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Again, I am saying the same thing. You will be immune. The limitations of this Jiva or Jagat or Ishvara cannot in any way bring a feeling of limitation in you. Okay. Do you want to own it? Then that is only through meditation. So every day, while ending, I am closing with this so that we are going to the experiential aspect of what we discussed till now. So you can close your eyes. We are conscious that consciousness is existing, and this conscious existence is without any limitations. No Jiva, no Jagat, no Ishvara. There is only this infinite conscious existence. Another name only is this bliss. Now you can open your eyes. So that only has appeared as this Jiva, as this Jagat, and as the Ishvara. So you close your eyes, recognize that, and then you know that that is without any limitations of Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. You open your eyes and know that that is not affected in any way. That only is there as all this. That's all is the meditation. So you are acknowledging the sublation of this entire phenomenon, which includes Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara, and which cannot be confined within the limitations of Desa, Kala, Vastu. Bhagavan want to end this topic by placing a litmus paper before us. Litmus test, they will tell, no? So that is there here. To test whether we are his best students or not. So he is giving you a test in the next sloka. Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yorjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sayogi paramo mataha. So who is his best student? If we have accessed reality as it is, by remaining as it alone, then that only remains. And whatever is there in experience, that is at all levels, physical, mental, emotional, all. What are they all? They are all spontaneous appearances of that very reality which you have recognized. whatever it is, sukham va yadi va dukkham, it is expressing itself and appearing as all this. From when? From the moment you have recognized this. Thereafter, what is there is only that reality, and that reality is appearing as whatever it is. What I told now, you understood? This is, I am concluding in this way, this verse, in line with all the other verses in which way we discussed. In that line I am saying this. But all these verses can be presented in various ways also. If this recognition is clear, then nothing, sukham va yadi va dukkham, whatever, they are all now what? They are all appearances which are spontaneously arising at that moment. So you remain unaffected, dear. Okay, now homework. So, homework is what here? Recognize the reality of name and form, which is not subject to limitations of any sort. That's all. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.